Hi, I'm Mike, owner of the In-Groove in Phoenix, Arizona. Today I'm going to do the new arrival video for November the 13th, Friday, November the 13th. This is an immense amount of stuff this week. This is probably the coolest week of new arrivals that I've had in months and months. There is a ton of cool stuff, awesome restocks, awesome new arrivals this week. But first, I put on the website for pre-order. They come out January 29th of next year. The two new titles in the Analog Production series. This is the Decca titles. It's going to be Peggy Lee's Black Coffee and George Russell's New York. Also Impex, it's a label I've talked about a lot. It's a great analog label. They are doing Frank Sinatra, Sing and Dance with Frank. So that is limited to 5,000 copies. That's all analog, cut by Chris Bellman at Bernie Grundman Studios. And that's supposed to be shipping at the end of this month. So those are now up for pre-order. So yeah, let's get into the new arrivals. And we'll start with the very, very long-awaited SACD of the Jimi Hendrix Experience. This is the original mono and stereo mix on one CD. God, I feel like this was announced years ago, maybe with the Dark Side of the Moon that's still coming. But yeah. It is finally here. It is on the website. Again, guys, all this stuff can be purchased online at our website at www.theingroove.com. So, very, very, very long-awaited Alice in Chains Facelift, their debut album. On vinyl for the first time in a very, very long time. Very hot in pre-orders. We've got that available. Let's see, Strangers in the Night. This is a new 2020 remaster, limited edition on clear vinyl, UFO. Okay, Plain White Tees, All That We Needed, featuring the #1 hit single, Hey There Delilah. First time available on vinyl, released by Kraft. Guns N' Roses. This is the splattered wax vinyl from Europe. The War on Drugs, Live Drugs. This is the transparent purple vinyl, limited edition. Let's see, Nick Cave, Idiot Prayer. This is the non-indie store exclusive, so this is the standard black vinyl version of Letter to You, Bruce Springsteen's new album. We had the indie exclusive a while back, but it is now out of print. That was a gray splatter. MXMT, Dawn. Kill or Be Killed. This is limited to 2,000. Let's see, on clear with black and white splatter. On Nuclear Blast. The two coolest releases of this week, maybe not. The Nina Simone's, I have already listened to I Put a Spell on You. It sounds absolutely fantastic. Both of these are 100% analog. From the, they did the John Coltrane were the two titles before this, Ballads and a Love Supreme, and the Getz Galberto and the Louis Armstrong. So these are the next two in the series. These are both Verve titles. When I Go Home, Pastel Blues, first album I put on, and this was actually the last album I played in the store. Just got them, opened the box, stopped opening the box, grabbed one record, cut it open, played it. I've been waiting for this for a long time. It truly does sound fantastic. This series, kind of the equivalent of the Tone Poets. So the series kind of specializes in Verve, Impulse, Decca, MRC, Decca Jazz, yeah, and Impulse off the top of my head. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to what they do with this particular series. So far, the stuff that they've announced has been absolutely fantastic, and the sound quality on these has just been unbelievably good. So definitely worth the pickup. So some Analog Productions restocks, titles that have been out for a while. Ella Fitzgerald, Let No Man Write My Epitaph. Billie Holiday. This has been out for a while. Fantastic record. All or Nothing at All. So this next title, this is a title that I'm going... A lot of people ask me about classical recommendations. I'm leery to give classical recommendations because although I can tell you the sound quality of something, I can't comment to the quality of the musical performance. But this is a particular title that I can. This is very, very well regarded. This is the Royal Ballet Gala Performances. This is actually a title, I'm going to put this on the top 100 in-print analog records you should own. It's an amazing record. It's one of my absolute favorite classical records. It's a go-to record, especially around this time of the year. It's kind of, you know, a little bit, let's see, the Swan Lake, Nutcracker, Sleeping Beauty. Around this time of the year, it's a great play, but at any time of the year, this is a fantastic record. It is actually probably the most expensive, you know, the original, this is probably the most expensive classical record ever released in the United States. You know, a real clean version of this, an original, goes for probably $4,000 or $5,000 if you could find one. They're exceptionally hard to find. They're super, super in demand. This particular one is done by Analog Productions, double disc, has a real nice book on the inside, but this is just an absolute fantastic record. Great analog record, great classical record, great holiday record. And like I said, I put that on the top 100 in-print analog records you should own. Fantastic record. Couple of Stevie Ray Vaughan restocks from Analog Productions. It's nice when these restocks come in because these audiophile labels are out of almost everything. And when this stuff comes, it kind of sells out immediately and the waiting game begins again. None of this stuff is really sticking around for long. Mingus, Black Saint and the Sinner Lady. This was a record that was out of stock for years. They put it back into print. It was going for a couple $100. They put it back into print, but we were out of it for a while. As well as this, the Beach Boys, Pet Sounds. This is the 45 RPM. This is 100% analog. This is the 45 RPM version. This has probably been out most of this year. I was looking on Discogs earlier, and people that didn't want to wait, they were paying around $100 for that record, just to have it now. But it is back in print. The Doors, LA Woman, from the top 10 in-print analog rock records you should own. This is absolutely amazing. I've talked about it many, many times. If you do not have this, you should have this. The Doors, my favorite band, and this is, in my opinion, their absolute best album. I also did a shootout of it. You could check it out where I, you know, rate all the different pressings of this. And when I did the shootout, this came out on top as well. It is the best sounding version of that album in existence. Fantastic. Trent Reznor, The Social Network. This is a repress. The first one that came out, what, probably 10 years ago now, goes for buku money. So, yeah, this will be very, very hot. Christmas time is here because we've got the new Holly Dolly Christmas. This is a new Dolly Parton album, Christmas album. Dolly Parton, extremely popular. I will sell a ton of Dolly Parton records. The Cranberries, No Need to Argue. Zombie. This was probably their second biggest album. This is a deluxe edition. So there are so there's 5 bonus tracks on here. A couple tracks from, a track from MTV Unplugged, and there's a couple of 2020 remasters. So their first album was in print and is in print. That one just got a repress. Let's see, the new AC/DC, Power Up. The new album featuring Shot in the Dark. Pretty nice. I actually am getting that myself, and we'll look forward to listening to it. This is the Grateful Dead's American Beauty, but this is the 50th anniversary edition. This is the collector's edition of the Essential album. yeah. Let's see, what do we got here? Johnny Cash and the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra. The music of Johnny Cash reimagined with the stunning new arrangements from the, recorded at Abbey Road. 12 classic songs, plus duets with Bob Dylan and June Carter Cash. I don't know about a Johnny Cash record without June Carter Cash on the record. It almost seems like that's a given. Not like an added bonus. You would kind of expect it. Another title that is gotten, even the represses of this thing are $100 now, but it is finally back into print. STP, Core, back in print. Keith Richards and the Expensive Winos. So this, I'm looking forward to this. Live at the Hollywood Palladium, December 15th, 1988. So this is the standard 2-disc version. Let's see. Newly remastered, back in print. Recorded live on the Talk Is Cheap tour. Live versions, so they're doing Happy, Time Is On My Side, Take It So Hard. There is also an Uber Deluxe Box Set. Now this looks actually really cool. So this is available as well. The only thing about this is this stupid loose fitting bag. This is the official bag. This is the way it comes, with this piece of tape on there. But you can see it actually has the hype sticker on the loose fitting bag. But yeah, so this comes with the remastered album on 280 grand LPs, 10-inch of unreleased tracks, DVD of the concert film, remastered CD of the original album, a 40-page hardcover book, and then you get a bunch of tchotchkes. Ticket stubs, press photos, itinerary, backstage passes. Let's see. Keith's handwritten set list. So yeah, you can do the Super Duper Deluxe, which, I mean, it looks really, really nice. If you look in there, you can see there's like that nice linen back book. It looks good, but you got the standard 2-album version and the Super Deluxe Box Set. A very Trainer Christmas. Meghan Trainor's got a Christmas album. This is on red and green translucent double vinyl. I wonder if she does, like, let's see what's on here. Okay. All right. Couple of the John Prine all analog cut by Kevin Gray from the original analog tapes. These were actually the records that were inside of the Record Store Day box set. These came out and were sold out immediately, but I've got it. Diamonds in the Rough and Sweet Revenge back in stock. Machine Head, Burn My Eyes by the Runout Groove. This is numbered. Doesn't say what it's number 2. That's 1947. That's 274. So I'm wondering what the limit is on that, what they pressed to. Elvis Costello. Hey Clockface. This is the indie exclusive on transparent red colored vinyl. Okay, more stocks from Analog Productions. The Sound of Jazz. This is actually a fantastic record. Great lineup. Count Basie, Billie Holiday, Jimmy Giuffre Trio, Jimmy Rushing, Mal Waldron. Really good record. The 2 Analog Productions, Sam Cooke's are back in stock. The Greatest Christmas Songs. So this is numbered to 2,500 on transparent red and transparent green vinyl. So this is just everything. Queen, Coldplay, U2, Jose Feliciano, Rod Stewart, Elvis, John Lennon, and Yoko. Pretty solid. Headhunters, Herbie Hancock. This is an absolutely fantastic album that Analog Productions did. They did it on 45 RPM. They did it on 33 RPM. This has been out of stock for months and months and months. A fantastic album. I mean, if you don't have this, this is great, funky, you know, from that funky era of Herbie Hancock. Really good, funky version of Watermelon Man on there. My favorite version of Watermelon Man that he did. Really, really good. 45 RPM, still awaiting repress, but the 33 is back in stock. This has been out for a while. ORG's Ornette Coleman, The Shape of Jazz to Come. This is all analog, cut by Bernie Grunman from the original analog tapes, double disc 45. Really, really good. Couple of Tone Poets back in stock. Kind of spread in here. I'll get to them. Introducing Kenny Burrell. This is another Blue Note title, analog, that's been out of print for a while. Let's see, Cyndi Lauper, Merry Christmas, Have a Nice Life. This is Snow White, the Snow White pressing, limited to 500 copies by Real Gone Music. It's in a beautiful gatefold package, including to that hype sticker. I guess this came out in 1998. I missed that one. Let's see, reissue of Pylon. This is the independent retail color exclusive, but it doesn't say what the color exclusive is. Really cool. Chomped off top. A lot of Blue Note 80th anniversary restocks. Jimmy Smith, Groovin' at Smalls. Reuben Wilson, absolutely fantastic record. Really, really good. I play it in the store all the time. I sell it immediately every single time. Same thing with Lonnie Smith's Think. Has a really killer cover of Aretha's Think on it. Really funky. Herbie Hancock, Inventions and Dimensions. Really, really good. Donald Byrd's. Really, really good. Ethiopian Nights. Love that 70s era, funky Donald Byrd. Kenny Dora, Amuna Mas. Fantastic record. Killer, iconic Blue Note cover. Freddie Hubbard's Open Sesame. All these 80th anniversaries that I'm showing you are all analog. Art Blakey, Meet You at the Jazz Corner of the World. This is Volume 2. There is also a Volume 1. Art Taylor, At's Delight. AT's Delight, but you know. Actually, this is one of the later Blue Notes that was recorded in the 90s. This is probably digital, but sounds really, really good. Couple of restocks from Mobile Fidelity. Jefferson Airplanes, Volunteers. I think we're at the very, very tail end of this. I don't expect this to be around, but this is Ry Cooder's Paradise and Lunch. This was limited to only 3,000, and we're really, this shipment, this is $28.49. So my guess is this is your last chance to get that, and they are done. Okay, so Japanese titles. I showed these multiple times. They're super popular. Kinda Blue, Japanese import in stereo mono. We've got Miles Davis, Someday My Prince Will Come. And Dave Brubeck's stereo copy of Time Out. These are all pressed at the Sony Japan plant. Most of the Japanese records, actually all of the Japanese records, really throughout the 90s and the O's and the 10s, they were pressed here and sent over there. Sony Japan was the first Japanese pressing plant over there in years and years. So, a true Japanese pressing. Hum. Inlet. What do we got? Status Quo, Music on Vinyl, Dog of Two Head. This is limited to 1,500 copies on translucent red vinyl. This is an absolutely great, great, great must-own soundtrack. Especially for Christmas. Home Alone. Home Alone Christmas. Fantastic. You know, maybe because it's like, you know, I want to say this is the absolute I think this is the very first movie I ever seen in the movie theater. I think I saw this in Arachnophobia the week after, or maybe it was like the week before, and then I saw Arachnophobia after that. This is an endearing, timeless classic, and spiders give me the creeps now because I was traumatized by having to see Arachnophobia as a kid. But yeah, this is fantastic. It's kind of a, let's see, so it's from the first two movies. Great, great, great lineup. TLC, Atlantic Star, John Williams, Darlene Love, Mel Torme, Lisa Fisher. Really, really good. I've spun that a few times since it came in. Motorhead, England, 1978 picture disc. Oh, I showed this last week. The VHS tape. Never mind. I might have showed this last week. I'm not 100% sure, but this is the indie exclusive clear and magenta vinyl. I'm pretty sure this is out of print, and they shorted me most of my order, and I think what I just got was the tail end of my order. But I don't believe that's actually in print still. Rick Wakeman, Piano Vibrations on limited orange vinyl. Okay, some more Tone Poets. Back in stock, Tina Brooks, Minor Move. And from the top 10 imprint jazz records you should own, Wayne Shorter, etc. Absolutely fantastic record. Herbie Hancock's on it. All the Tone Poets are great. People come in all the time, hey, what are the best Tone Poets? Man, it's really, really hard for me to say, well, this is a crappy Tone Poet. These are good. You should get these. There are no Tone Poets. If you want the best sounding Tone Poets, they are the Blue Note recorded Tone Poets. They all sound great, but the Blue Note recorded Van Gelder stuff is the best of the best in the Tone Poets series. Okay, music on vinyl. Yo-Yo Ma, Bach, the 6 unaccompanied cello suites. Very similar to the Janos Starker box set that is in print, but this is Yo-Yo Ma doing it. New restock of Everclear, Sparkle and Fade. This is on Intervention, cut by Kevin Gray. Fantastic label. All their stuff is really good. All right, guys, I showed you the Keith Richards box, and yeah, that is it. All right, guys, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook. I put updates on new arrivals throughout the week on there, but yeah, until next time.